23rd, 2026. And today, time is 11:29 p.m. How are you guys doing? How are you doing? Welcome back. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I promised a very special person, an esteemed member of the channel, that I was going to go live today. So, tonight, I am here, courtesy of that very special uh, member. So, shout out to Sandra. She said, Genesis, when are you going live? Here I am. Okay, here I am. All right, today is going to be a little different, okay, because we're used to talking about what's going on in the country, okay, which is whether you're on the right or on the left or you're moderate. We talk about stuff like that. But tonight, we're going to talk about money, okay, being rich or getting yourself up there or becoming somebody special or becoming that dream that you have in your mind. All right. So thank you for tuning in tonight. Thank you for tuning in tonight. It's easy. Time to make a plan to get rich. This is the time for you to make a plan to get rich. This is 2026. Of course, everybody makes a New Year resolution. They have, I want to lose weight. I want to make, I guess, $1,000 a month. I want to make $5,000 a month. I want to make $10,000 a month. Or I want to get a new job. I want to get a new skill. Or I want to get my certifications. Or, I want to go to college. Or, I'm going to start a new business. Whatever venture you're going into in 2026, everybody has a dream. But if you don't have a plan to achieve that dream, it is most likely not going to happen. Shout out to Linda Compton and shout out to Arbad. Oh, Linda Compton says, anyone watching, give it a thumbs up. Yes, give it a thumbs up. If you're watching, give it a thumbs up and share and like. Okay. Is this share and like? Oh, okay. Just do what you got to do. Like and share. Okay. Uh, says Genesis, where are you in New Orleans? I'm not in New Orleans. I am. Yeah, were you in New Orleans last weekend? No, you saw somebody that looked like me in New Orleans? No, that's not me. That's not me. I was not in New Orleans. I'm in Atlanta. Okay, so back back to our conversation. So, time to make a plan for you, your family, your loved ones to get rich because it's not about left versus the right. Okay. In my opinion, it is just classes. All right. It's either you're up here or you're down here. You know, ethnicities or color, all that stuff. It's most likely not gonna really matter, okay, when it comes to the schemes of things in life. You know, colors don't really matter, okay? Your ethnicity don't really matter. What really matters is your status. If you're that go-getter, if you're that person that actually fights for the things that you love, or you focus on your goals and aspirations, and the people around you feel the same energy and they want to achieve high goals. That's what matters to, I would say, high earning individual or a high ranking person in the social community, uh, or in their social life. You know what I mean? So, right. So I have some point here that I want to talk to you guys about. And my number one point that I'm going to be touching on tonight on this topic that says time to make a plan to get rich would be steady income. Steady income, ladies and gentlemen. Steady income. Arbado says, yeah, they had some hat. They had the same hat and everything. Oh, they had the same hat? Okay, okay. I'm going to change my hat. Well, new merch. Well, I've been saying new merch is going to come in, but for sure it's going to come in. Okay. I'm back on my SHIT right now. All right. It's going to come in. All right. So, first things first is steady, 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 steady income. Okay. The first thing first, number one would be steady income. Okay. If you don't have steady income, as a man or a woman or whatever, it's not a good look for you. How do you live your life day to day and survive? How are you going to survive in this world where everything is ruled by money? Okay, everything is ruled by money. You got to pay your bills. You got to pay your mortgage, your rent, your phone bills, your internet, your car notes, your insurance. So everything is ruled by money. If you don't make a plan to make more money or to make some kind of money, it's going to be a bad 2026. I'm just going to be straightforward with you guys because money makes things a little easier. Okay. Money just makes things a little easier. And that's why I said my number one point for you would be steady income. Find income. Okay. Get a job, get into Uber or I don't know, DoorDash. Okay. Do something that can generate steady daily income for you and your loved ones. Okay. Because now one income. Now, if you have like, high income skills, like some people are into cybersecurity engineers, vibe coding, and now with artificial intelligence, there's so much opportunity. There's so many opportunities out there in the job market, in the technology industry. There's so many opportunities. It's not just in the tech industry. So many industries now with their artificial intelligence boom. Everybody's finding their own niche, their own specialization in the artificial intelligence industry, because it's like the internet when it first came out back then when people were like, well, the internet is not gonna last for long and it's just a bubble or it's just a scam. And now we still use the internet. So it's the same thing with artificial intelligence. A lot of people are changing their lives, changing their generations with artificial intelligence and the way they make money. So get with the times. Very, very, very important. That's another thing. Most people don't get with the times, especially when if you're like 50 down, 50 years old downwards, it's like you have to get with the times. Now, if you're 50 years old and above, it's like, well, it's time to just relax, you know, buy your ranch, I guess, if you're that kind of person that want to retire in life. But I do think that the more you expose yourself to life's experience and just being out there and doing your thing, you really never get old, Most people get old because they try to stay inside the house and say, "Well, I'm old now. I don't want to have any more fun, any more fun." But don't be like that, okay? Don't get old. Do not get old, okay? You don't want to get old. All right. Like I said, my number one point would be steady income. Okay, so find ways to make steady income. That's your number one priority as a person. Find your steady income. Once that is settled, you have steady income, you get a job, you get your skills up where you can make more money daily. All right. That way you have your bills settled. Okay. Because once your bills are settled, life becomes a little easier. You're not thinking about just settling your bills rather. You're not thinking about just bills, 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 because you have income that is settling your bills, okay? That's the number one primary thing that you want to focus on. Steady income, which is your primary income, because now if you don't have any income, that's bad for you, okay? That's bad for you as an adult. You want to have income because you have bills to pay. Okay. You have bills to pay. So, ladies and gentlemen, in 2026, as an adult, if you do not have a job that, you know, that you work for, that you clock in, or you dedicate some sort of hours daily to doing and getting paid for it, then you have no business really staying on the internet or saying some things that you're not supposed to say or doing things you're not supposed to do because you don't have income. How do Okay. How do you not have income and then you have a lot to say? You need to go find money. You need to go find income before you have some sort of opinion. You don't have income and then you have opinions. I mean, look, you need to go find income. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but you have to find income. Like I told you, I said you can do DoorDash, you can do Uber, okay? You could do Walmart, Spark, okay? You could drive. I feel like that's the easiest way to make money in America right now. Like today, right now, you could go outside, get in your car, and drive for Uber. And in 4 or 5 hours, you can make $60 to $100. $100 a day driving Uber? It's not like Uber sponsored this video. I'm just saying the things that I have done because I've done Uber, okay? I've done DoorDash. So if you can get in your car and drive for 4 to 6 hours a day and make $60 to $100 in a day, if you drive 5 days a week, which if you don't have anything doing and you're driving 5 days a week, that to me is like, okay, you're not ready. You should be driving 6 to 7 days a week if you don't have anything else that you're doing. 4 to 6 hours a day. That's $60 to $100. $60 to $100 a day. You drive 6 days a week. That's $600 a week. All right, $600 a week with Uber. It could be Uber Eats, it could be Uber X or whatever you want to do. Okay, because with Uber Eats you could use old cars. So a lot of people don't have new cars. Regardless, you can still do Uber. Okay, you can still deliver meals and make money. Okay, I know a lot of people that have a 9 to 5 good, relatively good job. Like they get paid good amount of money and they still do Uber. They still do DoorDash. And I know people that don't have a job. They have zero income, like absolutely zero money coming in. They have a car and they don't want to do Uber. They don't want to do DoorDash. They don't want to do Grubhub. They don't want to do Spark. It's like, so you would rather be broke than be out there driving in your car. In my opinion, that's convenient. You are in your car driving, just delivering meals. It's like, that's the chillest hustle side gig that you can really get into. If in 2026, if you don't have income coming in for you and you have a car, something is really wrong. Another offshore and offshore oil and gas companies always hiring. There you go. So somebody just said here, our but oh just said here, said there are so many. Never stop working. Okay, it says never stop working. Never stop working. Absolutely. You just gotta keep working. You gotta keep working. Okay. Is the fast way to feel your age. Okay, yeah. There's another offshore and onshore oil and gas companies always hiring. That's another thing. There are so many on there's so many jobs that train you on the job. You don't even have to have a college degree or you don't have to have some sort of, certification. You can get on the job, get your training on the job, and then get your check. Okay? It's like, why would you want to be broke in 2026? Why would you not want to have income coming in for you in 2026? Tell me why in the world you would just want to get on the internet and say left versus right and not have income coming in for you. Why? Okay. 2026, this is the time for you to make a plan, to make some money, make a plan to get rich. Okay. Rich could be $100,000 for Mr. A. Okay. Rich could be $10,000 for Mr. B. And rich could be $1,000 for Mr. C. It's not, to me, being rich is it's your mindset and the number that you give yourself. Okay. It doesn't have to be the same number that I give myself. If you say to yourself, if I make $10,000 in 2026, I'm rich. Okay. That's your number. Some people would say, if I make $100,000 in 2026, I'm rich. That's their number. And some other people would say, if I make $1 million in 2026, then I'm rich. It is your choice. Okay. It is your number. But if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a number, if you don't have the energy to sit down, to calm your mind and make a plan to make some money in 2026, it's not going to happen for you, brothers and sisters. It's not going to happen. Okay. You can't not keep living your life the same way every year. It's not going to work out. Okay. So let's but pivot. Okay. We're going to pivot this 2026. Okay. Whatever bad habits that you have, we're gonna figure it out. You're gonna sit down. Mr. Jordan Peterson say something. He said, sometimes all you have to do is just calm your mind, sit down with yourself, and think, what am I doing right now that is making my life harder for me right now? That's all you have to do. You just have to sit quietly with yourself. Okay. You don't have to have your phone or your music on. Some people can actually make um, rational thoughts that make sense with noise, but I feel like, and with the stats, you would rather be in a quiet place with yourself, hear your own thoughts, be quiet in your own mind, and then think to yourself, what am I doing right now? What is making my life harder right now? What are the things that I'm doing that is sabotaging me from becoming a better person, from making more money right now in 2026? What have I been doing? It could be drinking too much. It could be smoking marijuana too much. It could be anything. I'm telling you guys, like it could be sleeping too much, it could be eating too much, it could be spending unnecessarily. Because some people have bad habits of spending money unnecessarily. You just make money and you feel the need to spend your money. Oh, I worked hard for my money. I'm going to spend my money the way I want to spend it. Bro, you exchanged your life for that money. You clocked in, you worked for hours and hours and hours. You did what? 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day to make, let's say, $300 a day or $200 a day. And you're going to go to the bar and you're going to drink 9 bottles for what? $150 or what? I don't like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm exchanging my time because my time is all I have in this world. That's all I have in this world. That's all I have in this world. Time is all I got in this world. So I'm going to exchange that time that I've invested in making some sort of income. And I'm just going to go spend it on trash, like bad habits. I've done it. Okay. And I know for a fact you're going to just regret it because there's so much you could use $50 for. There's so much you could use $100 for. If you spend $100 a week or if you spend $100 a month on bad habits like I don't know, smoking or drinking, that same $100 could go in the stock market for a year. Say $100 times 12 is what? $1,200, right? $100 is $1,200. If you invest $1,200 a year, if you save $1,200 a year, that $1,200 is going to go a long way. Some people don't have $1,000 in their savings account. It is just fact. Okay. Everybody's gonna act like they have a lot of money, on the internet. Everybody's rich on social media, on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Everybody is wealthy. Okay, I'm telling you, everybody's rich. But really, really, if you go check the stats, not so many Americans have $1,000 in the bank account right now. Not so many Americans have $500 for emergencies right now, today, right now. These are just facts. These are just facts. Okay. So as a people, all right, we're gonna do better this 2026. We're gonna be accountable and we're gonna focus on steady income. Okay. Focus on steady income. My number two point in your plan to make in or in your plan to get in rich would be read books. Okay. Now, a lot of people are gonna say, well, I'm a hard man. I don't like reading. Oh, reading is not going to do you any good. Oh, man, it's better to go make a mistake than sit down and read your books. It's better to go do it than sit down and read. I'm not saying don't commit yourself to taking actions. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you can get yourself into somebody else's mind and experience what they've experienced by listening to their journey, that way, life is a roller coaster. It happens over and over and over again, like a cycle. Okay. So we all have the same human traits, human characteristics. We have the same, most likely the same behaviors. So If somebody else has made the mistakes before, why don't you just learn from somebody else's mistakes? Why do you want to make the mistake and learn from your own mistake? It's better to learn from other people's mistakes as well. You can learn from your mistakes. I'm not saying it's not good to learn from your mistakes, but if you have the opportunity to learn from somebody else's mistakes before you make the mistake, isn't that better? That's why reading books is very advisable for anybody who wants to increase their income or do something worthwhile in this life, okay? Because you're going to learn different perspective when you read different authors, okay? It could be any book, but I would recommend books that are um good for your mind, which would be psychology and philosophies and stuff like that. But find your own authors, things that or topics that matters to you that affects you, that changes the way that you see life. Because if you see life in one perspective for the rest of your life, then you've lived a really boring life. You have to put yourself in different people's shoes, see where they're coming from, experience what they've experienced. Of course, you're not going to go through the same 50, 60 years they've lived their lives, but they compressed their knowledge into like a 700-page book for us to learn from the things that they've learned. So, or from their life's journey. So, I would say I recommend reading books. Okay. If you read books, your plan to getting rich is gonna be much more easier, okay? And I would recommend audiobooks. I'm not gonna recommend actually reading books, okay? Like reading paper books. If you have the stamina to sit down and read books, you can do it. But I don't have that stamina, okay? I would rather listen to audiobooks, which I could do that when I'm driving, when I'm in the gym working out, when I'm just calm, relaxing, eating my lunch, I could be listening to audiobooks. So you could be doing other things while you're listening to audiobooks rather than just sitting down and just flipping the pages. To me, that's boring. But I mean, there are a lot of scholars that sit down and actually read books. But for me, it is much more entertaining for my mind to just listen to the book and get the message. Everybody has uh, different ways of learning. That's my way of learning and getting the same information. So first thing is the first thing would be get steady income. Okay, get steady income. Find ways to make more money. I spoke about Uber. I spoke about DoorDash. I spoke about Spark, Grubhub, whatever you have to do. And somebody else in the chat spoke about how so many offshore and inshore oil rigs or oil well industry or factories are always hiring, and there's so many jobs that you can learn, train on the job, and grow with these companies. But I'm just saying, in 2026, find a way to make some money. Find a way to increase your income. Find a way to make more money. And if you're not making any income at all, this is the time for you to find ways to make income. Get a skill. Okay? Get a skill. Get a skill. 2026 is another year for tradesmen. If you're a tradesman in 2026, like, HVAC, plumbing, electrician, carpentry, welding, all of this trade skills is going to go up in 2026 because everybody wants to be in artificial intelligence on the internet. People want to be content creators. I'm not saying it's bad. I am a content creator, okay? But, I'm a videographer as well. I would just say find a skill that you can do with your hands that can generate income for you and your loved ones in 2026. Okay. Find a skill that you can do with your hand that you can make money off of, because anything that you can do with your hands is going to be hard for artificial intelligence to take that away from you. Anything that you can do with your hands is going to be hard for technology to take that away from you. And but the brain is wonderful as well, but if you write code, I'm hearing that now artificial intelligence can now write code and do stuff like that. It might not be the same as a human being writing code, but just imagine it in the next 1 2 years from now, artificial intelligence would be far far unrecognizable than what it is right now. So find skills that you can do with your hand. I would recommend learning trade like plumbing, electrician, uh, HVAC, welding, carpentry. Okay, I would recommend those things. And if you don't want to do those things, then go to school for something that makes sense, not for going to college for 4 years and not studying a course or some sort of um tangible course. Some people go to school to learn, gender. I'm not saying it's bad to go to school to go learn about gender. It's not bad, but like if you go to school to learn about gender, w- where do you want to work when you get out? What's your plan? Going to college is fine, but you have to have a plan. If I go to college to learn this, what am I going to do when I'm out? Okay, you have to make a plan for that. So going to college is not just about going to college. A lot of parents are so happy my kid is in college. I get it. But what is your kid doing in college? What are they studying in college? What's the plan when they leave college? Okay? Because now your college degrees, if you're not in, if you're not a lawyer, if you're not like a doctor or into business niche type like venture capital or like a business banker, if you're not like niche down into all of this uh special job requirement, if you get out of college you would have to go do more training before you even get on the job. So college is good. I'm not saying college isn't good. I'm just saying you have to be smart enough to know what you're going to do when you do leave college. Okay, I love college. All right. I studied psychology in college 4 years. I'm not doing anything with psychology right now, but I went to college. All right. So my first thing was steady income. My second thing was read books, and I recommended audiobooks. My third thing would be habits. Okay. Habits. What are the habits that you have? What are your habits? All right. So this is where most of us lose habits because a lot of people have steady income. A lot of people have the ability to learn, which is read books, calm your mind, and assimilate information. Okay. But a lot of people have bad habits. Okay. So you can make a lot of money and spend a lot of money. Okay. You could have a lot of information, but you don't know how to execute on the information that you have. This is where problem is. So steady income, you have the information, but you have bad habits. All right. You're spending your money, you're spending your income crazily. You're buying stuff you don't need. All right. You get all this information, you overload yourself with information, and you never act on any of the information that you get. All right. So these are bad habits that you want to stop in 2026. So stop spending your money like a drunken sailor. All right. Very, very important in 2026. If you're going to rise, do not spend your money like a drunken sailor. I'm telling you, save, save, save. When people say don't save your money, look for the next investment. You need to save your money to find a tangible investment. If you save up to $5,000, it is different from saving up to $5,000 and putting $5,000 in the stock market is different from putting $50 in the stock market. Now, I'm not saying putting $50 in the stock market is not worth it because when you do it consistently, it's gonna be worth it. But when you save your money, if you save your money, find a high yield savings account. I know Capital One because I use Capital One. Capital One has a high yield savings account. I also use PenFed. So PenFed has a a fairly, okay high yield savings account. Amex has a high yield savings account as well. So there are so many banks that has high yield savings account. It might just be 3.3%, but 3.3% is better than 0%. Okay. A lot of people say, well, 3%. What do you need 3% for? Yeah. I'll take it. I'll take you 3%. Okay. Shout out to Enders Game. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Shout out to Enders. Enders says $6,000 total playing guitar last year. Love you, Jen. Shout out to Ender's Game, man. That's my guy right there. Always showing some love. Thank you so much for supporting the show. God bless you, Ender's Game. I think he's in North Carolina as well. So if you see Enders playing his guitar, show him some love. hardworking man right there. He's finding ways to make money, regardless. I don't care how small it is. You have to make money. I don't care how large it is. You have to make money. Steady income is better than no income. Okay, steady income, ladies and gentlemen, is better than no income. So find ways. I don't care how much you make. I don't care how large it is or how small it is. Just make sure it's consistent. You can find ways to make it larger. Okay, you can find ways to make more money. But if you don't start to make money, how then do you figure out, okay, the systems to make more? Because you have to start making money first before you build a system that can elevate you to the next level. Okay. Look at me acting like I'm giving a master class. I'm acting like I'm giving it acting. I am here acting like I'm giving a master class. Okay. I'm just giving you things that I do. Okay. These are the things that I've come to realize that if I'm gonna be a grown man in this world, I'm gonna have to act a certain way, which is get some income. Okay. If you're gonna live your life as an adult in this world, in America, get income, get information, which is read some books. Number three, habits. Okay. Don't make some money and spend all your money. All right. Save your money. I promise you, all the trash that you're buying now, you're not gonna need it. You rarely need all the trash that you buy. And any money that you don't spend, guess what happens? It's saved. It is saved. I used to think like whenever I got some money and I don't spend, it's like, "Oh, it's just man, I need to spend it, man. I need to spend this money." You can't afford to just see your money sitting in your bank account and you just wake up in the morning, oh, that's my $100 right there. Nope. You need to go to pizza. You need to go to Pizza Hut. You need to go to Papa John's. You need to go to Panda Express. You need to go somewhere to spend some money. You need to go to the mall. You need to go to Nikes.com and you need to get Jordans. Okay. You need to get some shoes. You need to get some, you need to get something. Okay. You just made $100. You exchanged to make $100 in America today in a McDonald's. Okay. Let's just assume in a McDonald's. You work in a McDonald's. Let's assume Mr. A works at McDonald's. All right. He earns 13.50 an hour times 6 hours. If you work for 6 hours and you make 13.50 an hour, you would have made $81. So you mean to tell me that I am gonna work for 6 hours straight, okay? Making sure that I'm being of service to people wanting to buy food from McDonald's. I'm frying, I'm in the kitchen making fries, I'm doing stuff, sweating as hell. And by the end of my 6 hours, I make $81. Even my daughter says, what? I make $81. I'm not saying it's bad. That's not what I'm saying. Because you're doing something tangible as far as I'm concerned. You're not stealing, you're not scamming anybody, you're not a fraudster. You're working at McDonald's. To me, it is a noble job because you are actually going to work to do something legal. Okay? So working 6 hours, you're gonna make $81 if you're getting paid 13.50. And you're gonna take your $81. All right. That means it's going to take you 8 hours, 8 hours to make $100 working at McDonald's if you were making 13.50. So you mean to tell me I'm gonna work for 8 hours, make $100, and I'm just gonna funnel my $100. I'm gonna slash it into two. That's another $50, right? And I'm gonna take that $50 to the bar, and I'm gonna drink as much as I can and squander my $50, and now I'm left with $50. I'm gonna go back to work tomorrow. When it took me 4 hours to make $50. It took me 4 hours to make $50. And I'm just gonna go squander my 4 hours. This is how you should look at your money in your bank account. I promise you, you're gonna think differently. If it takes me 4 hours to make $50, so I'm just gonna go to the bar and drink what? How many bottles can $50 buy? Like saving your money is underrated in America right now. A lot of people want to make big chunks of money, big chunks. Like they want to make big money. Like I want to make $10,000 at once, but you've spent $50 like 10,000 times. You've spent $40 like 10,000 times on nothing. You've probably saved $10,000 on cigarettes. If you weren't smoking cigarettes, you probably would have saved $10,000 by now. If you weren't drinking so much, you probably would have saved $10,000 by now. And I'm talking to myself as well. Okay, everything I'm saying is right back at me. All right, because I have bad habits as well. So everybody has bad habits. Okay, we work so hard, we dedicate our time to you know to making money, and then all we have to do is save the money. But we don't do that. We take that money and we squander it on trash, and we pat ourselves on the back by saying, "Well, we work hard. I deserve it." You deserve to be living a life that you're happy to wake up to. It's what you deserve. You deserve a happy life. You deserve a peaceful life. You deserve a refreshing life. You deserve a beautiful environment. You deserve a calm mind. That's what you deserve. You don't deserve to go drink 20 bottles. You do not deserve to go smoke 10 packs of cigarettes. That's not what you deserve, ladies and gentlemen. You deserve much better because we're just hurting ourselves with all of this stuff. These are stuff that I've done. Okay. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, Genesis, you're hurting yourself way too much. Like, you probably won't be alive to enjoy your money. Imagine you make so much money and you're not even alive to enjoy your money. See what I mean? So try as much as you can, change your habit, create healthy habit, okay? Reduce all the bad things that you know that you're doing. Everybody, we know the bad things that we do, okay? We are adult. Every adult know when they're doing something stupid, okay? I know when I'm doing something stupid, okay? As an adult, I know. So, I'm saying to you right now, whatever bad habits that you have, this is your time to start reevaluating how in the world do I want to spend my 2026? How do I want to leave my 2026? Am I going to do the same thing I did in 2025 or I'm going to do a little slightly better? That's all you have to do. A lot of people want to make big changes. Oh, I'm going to change. People are going to not even know who they're talking to in 2026. No, all you have to do is just a little change. If you were like smoking 10 packs, just reduce your 10 packs to like 5 packs. I promise you. If you were smoking 5 packs, reduce your 5 packs to like 2 packs. If you're smoking 2 packs, reduce your 2 packs to 1 pack. If you're smoking 1 pack, reduce your 1 pack to like half a pack. Just keep making little changes, little changes, little changes. You don't have to make big changes because when you make big changes, your body can't even take it. Your body's like, okay, okay, Mr. Man, we can't do this. And then you crumble and you go right back to the stupid thing that you were doing. It has happened to me. I've done it. You want to quickly make changes. Oh, I'm gonna change on Monday morning, and you were high as hell on the weekend, and you want to change on Monday morning. You want to change on Monday morning, and you were high as hell in the weekend. It doesn't work that way. Okay, you're gonna have to be sober during that weekend so that by Monday your brain is refreshed. This is how it works. We're gonna have to stay awake to see what's going on. Some people don't even look at their bank account. Ender says $37 in balance, $10 in saving, $20 in Bitcoin, $200 borrowed from Cash App, $80 in cash. I'm doing great, ladies and gentlemen. Enders. Ooh-wee. And this is another thing, right? I'm not saying this to, I don't know, maybe hype Enders up, but Enders has, according to him, he says he has $37 in his bank account balance, and it says $10 in savings, $20 in Bitcoin, and $200 he borrowed from Cash App, and he gave a $2 gift. Keep in mind, this man says he made $6,000 total playing the guitar last year. A lot of people make $6,000 a month. A lot of people make $6,000 a day. A lot of people even make $6,000 an hour. It's crazy how much people make out here. But I'm saying this to say Enders made $6,000 last year, and he found a way to give $2. I was about to say $2,000, but yeah, he gave $2 gift. This just takes me back. Well, I'm making this point to say, like what they said in the Bible. It's not about having a lot. Okay, it's really not about having a lot to feel good about yourself. I could tell this man right here, Ender's Game, is a happy person. Okay. And that's another thing. Sometimes we equate income to happiness. It could be tricky, but a lot of people, we feel happier when we're making much more money. But some people really don't care how much they're making. They be making a lot of money. They may be making a lot of money. They may not be making a lot of money, but their happiness is within. It's not, it's really not about material things. All right. Now, that doesn't stop the fact that you still have to find a way to make money. Okay. Find your income. I'm just saying that your income doesn't equate to happiness. So don't think me saying that this is the time for us to make a plan to, to get rich means it's going to equate to happiness. No. Okay. That's going to be a different internal work entirely. Okay. So, yeah, I just made that point to say that a lot of people have a lot of money and they're not still, they're so critical about themselves. All right, and some people don't really make so much money and they're so happy with themselves. Okay, so I want to make as much as I can, God willing, but I still want to be happy. Okay, I want to be able to sit down outside somewhere and just relax. Breathe in the air and be grateful to be alive, not necessarily always thinking about, oh, where's my next dollar coming from? Where's my next money coming from? If that makes sense, okay? I want to be able to enjoy the things that life has to offer, the natural things that life has to offer, okay? Like just taking deep breath and having this calm feeling of peace of mind. These are things that money cannot buy, but money is very important. Don't get me wrong, but I was just making that point for Enders to really say that money really doesn't equate to happiness. It just equates to the fact that you are capable of taking care of yourself as an adult, and that you are, I guess, financially responsible. If that makes any sense. Yeah. So shout out to Enders Game. All right. So I don't know if that made any sense, but yeah, let me know. Okay. So back to my point. Back to my point. So the first one was income. All right. Find some income. Second one is get more information. I recommend audiobooks. Okay. And habit. Find good habits. Stop all the bad habits that you're doing. You don't have to stop it abruptly, but you have to find ways to reduce it. Okay. Slight little changes. Okay. It's very important. Little changes. It goes far. Stop looking for giant changes. Little changes goes far. All right. Education, which is what I've been talking about with the income. Education, if you have to get some education in 2026, I would recommend learning a skill. All right. It could be trade skill, which is the big five. Like I always call them, they are the big five, which is number one, I would say welding. Okay. Learn how to weld. Okay. Welders are doing amazing right now. Plumbing. Okay. As a plumber in America right now, you're a top dog. Okay. You are a top dog. All right. Electrician. As an electrician in America right now, you are rich. They don't even, hey, electricians know what I'm talking about. All right. And you can learn HVAC. All right. HVAC. These are very important, people, because you could never build a house without HVAC. Okay. You could never build a house without electricians. You could never build a house without plumbers. You could never build a house without welders, some houses. Okay. So it's like, you need welders, you need plumbers, you need electricians, you need HVAC technicians. All right. You need these folks. So if I'm going to learn a skill in 2026, I'm just going to learn skills that people would need. You want to be recession proof. Okay. Of course, we know what happened in 2020. Everybody was like locked in. But this is 2026. You want to learn skills that are recession proof. If everybody's talking about, well, there's no money in the community, there's no money in the country, inflation is high. If you have a clogged up toilet right now, you don't care about you don't have money in your bank account. If you have a clogged up bathroom, you don't care about the fact that you don't have a lot of money in your bank account. You just want to fix your toilet. Okay. If you don't have power in your home, you just want power. Okay. So you need a skill that people need even when they don't have money. That's what you want. You want a skill that even if this people out here are broke, I'm still needed. See what I mean? It's like you sell food. Regardless of how you feel about money and you're saving money and all that, you still have to eat. Okay. So food is very important. It is essential. Water, essential. See what I mean? Like, find things that is very essential, tap into it, and build your business around it. Build your business around essential things. Once you build your business around essential things, it is hard to not get paid. It is hard to not uh, elevate. You know what I mean? To not elevate, it is hard. So I said welding, plumbing, electrician, HVAC, and there's one more, okay? And that would be carpentry. All right, carpentry. Let's let's add carpentry. All right, we're gonna add carpentry. As a carpenter in the United States, you can have it's almost impossible for you to build a house. It's damn near impossible. It's okay. It's impossible to build a house without a carpenter. Without a carpenter in the United States, it's impossible. Okay, so you need a carpenter to build houses. You need carpenters to do almost everything. Okay, if you're building factories, warehouses, whatever needs construction, you need carpenters. Okay, so welding, plumbers, electrician, HVAC, and carpenters. Okay, so those are my big five that I would recommend for 2026 for anybody who is trying to make a plan to get rich and you have zero skills. Okay, but if you already have a skill, like maybe you are a videographer or a photographer or an editor or whatever skill that you have, you can learn more skills, you can learn more new skills, or you can elevate on your skills that you currently have, which is get more equipment. As a videographer, this is my goal. I am a videographer, okay? In case some of you guys don't even know. You see, I've not even really been selling myself on my channel. It's like Jesus, Genesis. Okay, so I went to school for filmmaking, okay? I've been a videographer for a long, long time. I started with music videos. I started shooting documentaries, short films. But to elevate as a videographer or as a director, which would be my title, because my title or my whatever you call it, your CV in film school, it says director. Okay, so as a director, you learn every aspect of filmmaking. Okay, but to elevate as a director, it's either you have like a great story or you do something that you can submit to a film festival and get recognition off of it. Okay, so whatever I'm telling you, my path. If I was gonna like focus 100% right now on making I would say strides as a filmmaker. These are the steps. So you have to know your steps in your own niche and what you do. You have to know what do I have to do right now to get to the next level or to get the recognition that I deserve. You have to know those things. You have to, if you don't know those things right now, you have to start planning how to know those things. Okay. Or what do I have to do to know the things that I have to do next? Because if you don't know your next moves, is you're gonna uncertainty and unclarity keeps you stagnant. But once you know what you want to do, how you're gonna do it it just comes. It comes naturally. If you know what you want to do, how you're gonna do what you want to do comes naturally. So figure out what you want to do, how you're gonna do it is gonna happen. Don't even bother about how you're gonna do it. Focus on what you want to do. Ender says YouTube's broadcast yourself doesn't really fit its business model anymore. Huh. Huh. Enders. Can you elaborate on that? Let me know. Let me know what you mean. All right. So, like I said, excuse me, I spoke about education, getting a education for 2026. For me, skills, big five. I spoke about it. You know my big five. So tap into the big five. And if you're not tapped into the big five, tap into something that you know that you have a flair for, that you know that when it gets hard, you're not just going to quit. Okay. Because a lot of people just quit when things get hard. So find something that you really enjoy that when it gets hard, you would say, you know what? I actually really enjoy this. I don't care if it gets hard. I think it's fun. That's what you need to do. Okay. That's what you need to find yourself doing. And, I always say it really doesn't matter if you're 100% happy doing it But if you enjoy doing it, even when you're tired, you find fulfillment in it. Okay. Because life can be hard. So you have to find something that you enjoy doing. Okay. So find something that you enjoy doing. I know it's kind of like a cliche, like find something you enjoy doing. But I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, life is so hard. You're going to find so many turbulences throughout your journey in life. So if you're doing something that you don't like, coupled with your everyday challenges in life where you're frustrated, you're depressed, anxiety kicks in, you don't even know who you are anymore just because you're trying to pay bills. I'm not saying, don't do what you have to do to pay bills, but I'm saying like, figure out a way to um get yourself right. Okay? Get yourself right. 2026, get yourself right. All right? Get yourself right. All right. Back to my point. All right. So I spoke about steady income. I spoke about reading books. I spoke about habits. I spoke about education. And now I'm going to talk about credit. Okay. I know I spoke about credit before, but ladies and gentlemen, credit on this list is like probably one of the most important points because without credit in America, you have to have cash. See what I mean? You have to have cash. Well, if you have steady income and you have high income, then that's good. But if you don't have high income and you have fairly good credit, your chances of making more money in the United States is high. It's high because you have fairly good credit. If you have anything above like 680, it's it's a pass. It's like a pass mark where it's like, okay, you're good to go. You could you could get a personal loan with 680. Now, I wouldn't recommend personal loan for everybody, but if you have a good idea that you're gonna work on every day and actually focus on, then maybe you could get a personal loan. But I wouldn't recommend a personal loan for just something that you yourself don't have a track record of being consistent with yourself and the things that you believe in. So don't take a loan if you're not going to be consistent because you're just going to dig a hole for yourself and you're going to fall in it. Okay. So be consistent, make some money for yourself first. All right. And then you can now start getting a loan from the bank for your business if you decide to. But don't just jump and get a loan without actually making money. You've never made money with your business, but you want to go get a loan and tell the bank that you're going to make money when you've never made money with your business. Come on, man. So, credit, all right? Credit, very important. Check your credit, all right? I use Identity IQ, okay? Identity IQ will protect your personal profile, check your dark web presence and make sure nobody's stealing your information, your data and stuff like that. So I use Identity IQ. I think it's like $15 a month. Well, some people have said it's like $30 a month, but I pay $15 a month for it. And I just actually started. Well, I used to have it sometime in 2020, but now I just started again like 2 months ago. So monitor your credit, see what's going in, see what's coming out, or see what's coming in, see what's going out. Okay, check your names, make sure your address is right. Check your credit, just like you check your bank account. Okay, I will say this, man. When don't play with your bank account. Do not be out here not checking your bank account. Check your bank account. Know how much you have. Know precisely how much you have. Some people check their bank account once a week. I check my bank account as soon as I wake up. The moment I open my eyes, the first thing I'm doing is checking my bank account. I don't care if I have $20. I'm checking my bank account to see my $20. I do not care what anybody says. I don't care how much you have. The first thing that I do in the morning when I'm done thanking God for keeping me in this world, and I'm just grateful to have health and I can move my body. The next thing I'm doing is grabbing my phone, checking my bank account. All of them. Even if it's just $20 in like four of them. I'm checking it. I'm checking it. You have to check your money in your bank account. Check it. Look at it. Check your transactions. Okay. What am I buying? What? I bought this? You would be so shocked. Sometimes you would like scroll past all the things that you've bought with your money and you would be like, what am I doing? I don't even need these. I don't need these. I don't need that. Why did I buy that? Well, because you're not actually checking your bank account. You can't even account for the things that you bought. Check your bank account. Okay. I know it could sound like I don't have money in my bank account. Why should I be checking my bank account? Check your bank account, ladies and gentlemen. Check it. How much is in your bank account? Know for a fact how much you have. Okay? Know. Know how you're spending your money. Okay, you're not rich. If you're rich, then maybe you don't have to check your bank account. But if you're like coming up, you need to know what you're spending your money on. You have to know. Okay? You don't want to spend money stupidly. So focus on your money, focus on your credit. Okay, focus on your credit is very important. Credit is very important. If you're trying to buy a house, you need good credit. If you're trying to buy a car, you need good credit. Now that's a different thing, okay? I would not go to a car dealership to buy a car. That's another thing. In 2026, I would never advise you to go to a car dealership to buy a car. I know a lot of people would say, "Well, so how am I gonna buy a car if I don't go to a dealership?" Bro, I bought my car on Facebook Marketplace, and I use a fairly decent car. My car is a decent car, okay? My car is a decent car. All right, but I bought it on Facebook Marketplace, cash, because I'm not about to be paying a car dealership $600 to $800 a month for a car that I have to change the oil like every 2 3 months. I have to make sure I maintain my car. So I'm not gonna go to a dealership, which I would recommend. Please don't go to a dealership. Okay, I wouldn't recommend going to a dealership. I'm sorry. If you're trying to get your credit right, if you're trying to get your income right, if you're trying to get your savings up, there are some things that you have to just run away from. Like car payment, please just run away from it. Just run away from car payment. Now, if you're trying to build your credit, maybe you might have to get a car to build your credit score or get some credit cards to build your credit score. But if you've established some sort of credit, I would not be spending my money with a car dealership. Nope. I would not take out a loan to get a car, except that car makes me money. And I'm talking about significant amount of money. Okay. Even if you're gonna do Uber with your car, I would not still get it. I would not still get a loan to get a car, even if I'm gonna do Uber with that car. Because if you go get a loan to get a car of like what $20,000, ladies and gentlemen, you're gonna be stuck with that car for the next 5 to 6 years in payment. 5 to 6 years. And to tell you what, it's just gonna be 60 months. In your mind, you're not even thinking it's like 5 years. 60 months is 5 years. You're not thinking about 5 years. If you were 30 years old when you bought a car, you would be 35 going on 36 when you're done paying for the car. So I would never recommend going to a car dealership to get a car. Now, everybody's different. Everybody has different backgrounds, different opportunities. Some people don't have a lot of money to not go to a car dealership. Some people have to go to a dealership to get to that next level. So, whatever you have to do at your level, do it. Okay. Don't just say, well, Genesis said don't go to a car dealership. I mean, who am I telling you not to go to a car dealership? Okay. I would never go to a car dealership now because I'm smarter now with my money. But back then I was going to a car dealership and I was stuck and I would then, you got to pay for a car. When you buy a car in a dealership, you have to pay like a full insurance for the car because it's not your car. It's the dealership's car. But if you buy a car cash, you don't have to buy full insurance, full auto insurance on that car, which you know, your insurance premium is still gonna go up anyway. Okay. I just try to get a new insurance on the car that I bought, and you know, it was Geico. I was using Geico for a while, and Geico. I was gonna just renew my Geico insurance, take off the old car and put a new car on it. And Geico said $350, $350 a month for a car that I bought cash. $350 a month for car insurance, for auto insurance, Geico. Yeah. Guess what I did? I went on Jerry. Jerry's an app. It's like, AI, but Jerry has been existing for a while. Jerry, I went on Jerry, and Jerry quoted the found different companies, and I ended up with National General or something like that, and they quoted me for I think 180 or 190. Regardless, of course, I'm gonna take the 180 or 190. I think because I've been with you guys for a long time, I'm just gonna keep paying for whatever amount you guys want me to pay. No, because I was paying like one something with Geico, and all of a sudden they said 350. What? Because it's a newer car? Because the car I was driving before was like an old car. It was like 2004, 2005 Toyota Corolla. And I went up to like a 2013, 2014 Toyota Corolla as well. Because I love Toyota. I think it's like if you're trying to drive a car to the end of time, it should be Toyota. If you're trying to drive a car till the end of time, please invest your money in a Toyota. That's what I believe. Okay, I might be wrong. Let me know in the chat, but I believe Toyotas, you would drive it till the end of time. Okay, so telling me $350 for a car for auto insurance for a car that I paid in cash. Nope. So I called National General and they gave me a better quote. And now I'm with National General. That tells you you don't have to be loyal to these big companies. You can migrate, ladies and gentlemen. You can migrate, shop around, call other people, ask people, hey, how much are you going to charge for this? Oh, I'm going to charge $400. Thank you. Somebody else. How much are you going to charge for this? I'm going to charge 350. Thank you. Somebody else. How much are you going to charge for this? 300. Thank you. Somebody else. How much are you going to charge for this? 250. You keep calling until you find the most affordable price. But keep in mind, you want a very effective service. Okay. It's not just sometimes, you want good service as well. Okay. It's not just about pricing. Sometimes pricing may affect your um your service. So find a good company. I know, for example, National General is a respected insurer in the United States. So National General it is. Okay, they give me a better price. I'm going to National General. I'd suggest everybody should be doing the same thing. Okay, find other companies or other people, other brands that are gonna give you the same service for a better price, a much more affordable price. Especially now that you're trying to get your money together, you're trying to get your savings up. Okay, this is the time for you to start focusing on how to cut back on unnecessary spending. Okay, so when I got my new quote from National General, I don't know how we got on this right here, but we are talking about this. So say Geico quoted me for 350. All right, minus 190. 350 minus 190. So I was saving 100, and I am now saving. It's not I was. I am now saving $160 for leaving Geico to National General. I'm telling you guys, ladies and gentlemen. Boo boo. I'm telling you guys, ladies and gentlemen, go use some Vaseline on your lip. I'm telling you guys, don't be loyal to this big company. If they're gonna give you a better price, go on ahead, get your price. But you're not their only customers. They're gonna if you don't use them, a lot of people use them. It's like banking with Chase. You think if you don't bank with Chase, Chase is gonna cry? Oh, they don't bank with us. No. President Donald J. Trump used to bank with Chase. Who are you? You think Chase is gonna beg you? No, Chase is not gonna beg you. Chase has huge customers. You'd be shocked. Tesla probably banks with Tesla. Tesla probably banks with Chase, rather. Like the big banks, Wells Fargo, or Chase. Bank of America. You think these people really, care about you like that? They don't. They don't. Okay, they don't. So take your business to the places that actually care about you. Now, if Chase has been kind to you, stay there. If Wells Fargo has been kind to you, stay there. If Bank of America has been kind to you, stay right there. But I'm telling you, a lot of people have been telling me that the smaller banks, like the Navy Federals, like the PNCs, like the Truist, like the PenFed, like the Heritage banks, a lot of people have been telling me these are the banks that they've been getting, better deals and much more friendlier customer service. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the big brands, the big industries, uh, champions like Chase in the financial institution industry, like Chase, Bank of America, all these people. I'm not saying no. Same thing with the insurance company, Geico, big. I'm just saying you would be surprised that there are so many perks for you. There's so many advantage for you to enjoy with smaller institutions. Okay, try smaller institutions, especially when you're just growing. Like when you're just starting, trying to find your feet. Plant your feet on the ground to build wealth or get some sort of riches. You need smaller institutions. Okay, that way you're gonna grow with them. They're gonna grow with you. They're willing to, invest more in you because they're willing to take more risk. The bigger banks are not really willing to take more risk like that. But I gotta commend Chase because my first credit card, well, my first business credit card was Chase. So shout out to Chase, even though I messed it up. That's the thing. Like when you don't get the right once you don't get the right education, you're gonna mess a lot of things up. So I messed up a credit card that Chase gave me because obviously I didn't have the information. That's why I'm here telling you guys focus on reading books, okay? Audiobooks, I would recommend audiobooks and getting education. If you don't get the right education, you're gonna even if you get money, if you don't get the right education, if you don't read the right books, if you don't have the right habits, even if you do get money, you're gonna mess it up. You're gonna mess it up because at the time when Chase gave me that credit card, I'd never had that kind of credit card in my entire life. I've never in my life had that kind of credit card. But guess what? I messed it up. But thankfully, I just settled that credit card like last year because it's like bad habits. A lot of bad habits really messes you up. It messes you up. Okay, so if you're trying to get to the next level, just focus on education, focus on good habits, okay, and focus on reading books. Yeah. So my first point today with this plan to get rich in 2026 would be steady income. Find ways to make money. Uber, DoorDash, get a job, get a skill, whatever you have to do. Read books. Whatever you have to do, focus on reading books, audiobooks. It might be 1 hour a day, it might be 30 minutes a day, it might be 15 minutes a day, it might be 10 minutes a day. Some people read 8 hours a day. It's crazy how people read 8 hours a day. I would never do that. I'm just letting you know. I'm not trying to be like a chief judge or something. I mean, why would I read for 8 hours? But some people read for 8 hours. Some people read for 6 hours. Some people read for 4 hours. Like, Jesus Christ. Why would you read for 4 hours a day? But people do that. But I cannot do that. But I could do 20 minutes a day. I could do 30 minutes a day. I could do 1 hour a day. I can. So I could give myself that goal and say, okay, I'm going to do 20 minutes a day. Okay, I'm gonna do 10 minutes a day. I'm gonna do 5 minutes a day. Okay, I want to do 1 hour a day. So find ways. Okay, find ways to make time to get the information up here. Okay, because when you read, it stays with you. Okay, and when you do it consistently, when you read consistently, you retain that information, and it is useful for you in future. Like sometimes you remember stuff that you read a long time ago because it's already there. You've retained that in your memory. Okay. Yeah, it's crazy how God does it, but reading is very important. Okay. So habits, change your habit to good habits. Education, obviously, get good education. Credit. I don't know if I finished talking about this credit right here. Pay off your debt. Okay. Pay off your debt. You just heard me talk about paying off my Chase credit card debt. Pay off your debt. Pay off your debt. It's going to help your credit score. It's going to help you open doors for you because credit in the United States is key. A lot of people would never talk about credit. Oh, credit is bad. Don't use credit. Oh, the bro, use credit. Use credit and use it wisely to your own benefit and pay off your debt and just watch your credit build up. And once you need credit, you can, summon your credit and use it. But if you don't have good credit, you don't have an option. Okay. It's in America, it's either you have very excellent credit or you have a lot of cash. A lot of cash. And it's harder to get a lot of cash than get good credit. Okay. It's harder to get a lot of cash than get good credit. Okay. So focus on getting good credit. It's relatively easier to get good credit. So focus on getting good credit and focus on savings as well. Focus on your savings is very important because the more savings you have, the the sweeter you look to financial institutions. Okay, once they see you have $2,000 in your savings account, it's like, oh, he we probably could give him a credit card for $2,000 because they want to match your savings. Okay. And there's so many ways to like double your money in the United States. I love America. America is so beautiful, so many opportunities. I just wish a lot of people can see the opportunities and remove the hate in their heart and this, you know, right versus left and just realize that the economy of the United States is the greatest economy in the world. And there's so many opportunities if you actually open your eyes to it and not blind your heart to it. Because a lot of people open their eyes to stuff and they blind their heart to it. It's like, well, everybody rich in the United States, they're bad people. No. If you open your mind to opportunities in the United States and you actually cherish these opportunities, you wake up every day cherishing these opportunities and being happy to go out there to create some wealth for your family, I guarantee you're gonna experience good things in America. But if you're just, thinking America is bad and is this versus this, I'm this, that's why I'm not where I'm supposed to be. Look at my skin, that's why I'm not where I'm supposed to be, or the way I talk, that's why I'm not where I'm supposed to be, or look at me, look at my accent is so bad, people wouldn't hire me. No, almost nobody cares about all the stuff I just spoke about right now. Your accent, your ethnicities, your color. Some few people care about those things, but those people really don't matter. Those people don't matter. And that's just the facts. If you put your head down, you work hard, you work smart, you get education, you change your mindset, you change your habit, you develop good habits, you get good credit, you get steady income, you're reading books, the next thing you want to do is associations. Okay. You want to be associated with people that are going somewhere. Okay. You don't just want to automatically say you want to be associated with winners. That would be like straightforward. But you want to be associated with people that are going somewhere. People that you know that they're always striving for a better future. They're always striving for a better tomorrow. That's all they think about. Okay. They're always thinking about creating success. They're always thinking about becoming better person, becoming a better father, a better husband, a better son, better businessman, you know, whatever, a better brother. These people are constantly working hard to become better. You want to get around those people. You want to associate yourself with those people. Okay. You want to be around people that bring out the best in you, that make you laugh. Okay. That excites you, that brings out the highest energy inside of you because low energy equal low income. That's another thing 2026. I need to make a stream for that. Low energy equals low income. If you have low energy, I can guarantee you would make absolutely almost no money. You would make absolutely no money with low energy in America. You have to have high energy. And to have high energy consistently, you have to get around high energy people. So that's why I said association. You have to associate yourself with people that are going somewhere, people that have high energy because they are constantly making goals for themselves and they're accomplishing those goals. So when you make a goal for yourself, you set a timeline for it, you achieve it, guess what happens to you? self confidence rises because you're keeping your promise to yourself. So your self confidence rises. So 2026 or from now onward, focus on association, the right associations. All right. Uh, get in the right environment. Okay, you want to get in the right environment. Very key. It's very important as well. Living in the right environment. Okay, that's another thing I'm focusing on for 2026. I like where I stay right now, but I want to get in a better zip code, because that's another thing that I heard in the United States. When you live in a bad zip code, obviously the school isn't up to par. Crimes is high. Uh, Unrest is high, and everything is just not gonna work for you really, because when you call your insurance to check your zip code, everything in the United States is so detailed that if you miss it, you're just not paying so much attention. Okay, so your zip code is very important in the United States as well. So find a way to get yourself into a very accommodating zip code, if that's what I'm gonna say. Okay, find yourself an accommodating zip code so your kids can go to a good school, associate with different mindsets. I'm not saying just because they live in a good zip code that means they have good characters or they're good people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that it's a pass mark. Okay, it's a pass mark. It's better than staying in the ghetto. Okay, if that's your goal, you need to move out of that and move into places that you see things that changes your mindset, that elevates your mind, that makes you want to dream bigger, do bigger things. Okay, that's what I mean by changing your environment. I'm not necessarily saying that leave where you're staying right now. I'm just saying you would be surprised that there are there are so many different places that you would move to right now in your city or in your state right now that would open your mind to different things. Okay, and also it could be in your home. Okay, you could change the way you placed your chair or your TV or uh your couch, your dining table. If you have your Christmas tree up, yeah, put it up. If you still have your Christmas tree up, like I have my Christmas tree up right here, I'm currently looking at my Christmas tree. That's why I don't really like putting Christmas tree up, because it's so hard to put it back up. Because during Christmas, you put your Christmas tree up. Once Christmas is done, it's like, who's gonna pack it up? That's why I really never like Christmas trees. But I got a 6-year-old daughter, so you got to do stuff like that. So yeah, but you know what I mean. Get yourself in the right environment. Get yourself in the right state of mind, associate with the right people. Okay, association is gonna open doors for you. Okay, association is gonna, and when I say open doors for you, I don't mean like opportunities to get more money or whatever or meet new people. It's more like opportunities for you to see what's possible. Because once you are associated with a different person that is focused on their goals, like literally focused every single day. It's one thing to be focused on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And it's another thing to be focused from Mondays to Fridays every single day for the next 2 years. Your life is drastically going to change. Absolutely going to change. Matter of fact, you're going to be a different person every single day, walking at your goal, on your goal, with the right people, in the right environment, steady income coming in, you're reading books, you're getting education, getting skills, building good habits, reducing bad habits. It's about reducing bad habits. It's not drastically just changing overnight. It's just reduce it. Okay, reduce it. You know, subtle reduction. Just reduce it slowly. And all of a sudden, one day you're gonna wake up, you have almost no bad habits. I doubt it, but it's better than not making conscious effort to better yourself. So focus on that association and environment. You might have to pay a little much more to live in a better environment. That's another thing. Yes, of course, I get it. But that's why I spoke about income first. Get more money. That way, you get a better credit, you educate yourself. By the time you do all of those things, by the time you get to your association and your environment, you have enough money to move. So step by step, ladies and gentlemen, step by step. And now my next point would be stop caring so much of what others think about you. Stop caring too much about what people think about you. Some people would never make a decision without asking people, "Oh, what do you think about this? What do you think? You think I should do this? You think I should do that? I'm thinking about this. What do you think about it?" You can talk to your friends, okay? You can share your ideas, but don't be too critical about their opinions, okay? It's like everybody has opinions. Every single person has opinion, okay? So stop caring so much what they think. If you're going to be a plumber in 2026, be a plumber, follow through. If you're going to be a content creator in 2026, follow through with it. Whatever you're trying to do this season, don't be too critical of yourself. Make mistakes. It is better to make mistakes than not do it at all. It is better to make mistakes than not do it at all. It's better to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Just like Nike says, do it. And I'll recommend do it now. It's better to do it now than not do it at all. So stop caring so much of what others think. Execute. Go out there every day. Execute. Okay? Execute on the things that you say you want to do. Whether it's working or not, you would never know. But you have to do it consistently for like a year before you even know if it's going to work or not. So stop disturbing yourself if it's going to work or not. You just started doing it. You just started this business. You're already worried about how you're going to make $1 million. I mean, it's good to have $1 million goal, but you just started your business. All of a sudden, you're thinking about $1 million. You're not even thinking about getting more customers. It's not about the money, ladies and gentlemen. It's about steady growth. Steady growth. Once you have that steady growth coming in every day for you, sky is the limit. So sky is just the beginning, like others would say. Okay, so steady improvement. It could be minor, small improvement, but you're doing it every time. Okay, it compounds just like the money in the stock market. 8% a year, 10% a year, 12% a year. It keeps on compounding. All of a sudden, you wake up one day, you have $100,000 in the stock market. You wake up one day, you have $200,000 in the stock market because you kept putting $30, $50, $500, $1,000 consistently for like 5 years, 20 years. And all of a sudden, voila, you're up 100K. And people are like, well, did he get rich? Because he was consistent, saving his money, focused, precise, intentional. You have to be intentional when you make your plan to get rich. Okay? Be intentional. All right. Left versus right. That was the last thing I wrote on my note right here. Left versus right. We've been streaming for 1 hour, 23 minutes. I didn't even know I could talk for this long, just talking about plans to make money. I guess we're gonna do this more often. I really want to take you guys on this journey with me as well. Um, I'm trying to do a lot. I'm trying to do a lot, but I'll keep on coming here, talking to you guys, and letting you guys know what I'm working on moving forward. Because why not? That's the thing you should ask yourself. Why not me? Why are you not living up to your full potential? That's the question. Why am I not living up to my full potential? What are the bad habits that are sabotaging me right now? What is stopping me from living my full potential as a human being? How much more productive can I be right now if I stopped doing that? How much more productive and creative can I get if I stop doing that? That's why I said you have to spend time with yourself, calm your mind, and think, what am I doing right now that is messing me up, that is messing my money up, that is messing my mindset up, that is messing my physical appearance up? What am I doing right now? I told you I heard it from uh, Mr. Jordan Peterson, and I've thought about it since the first day I heard it from him. I've been thinking, like, anytime I'm not feeling really good, I think about like what is making me feel this way, and I try to reroute my mind to how I started feeling that way in the first place. Okay, so it's very important that we use our brains this 2026, because a lot of time we really just want to be we want to be distracted with social media, TikTok, Instagram scroll, Fox News, CNN, NBC, ABC, MSNBC, MSDNC. You know, Gavin Newscom is in California. Who's the oh this that oh this that oh Minneapolis. Distractions. I love politics. Okay, I talk about politics. That's what I do. Okay, that's what I do. But I'm just telling you guys that there's so many distractions, ladies and gentlemen. There's so many distractions. You would be so shocked that if you just erase half, I'm not saying erase everything, just reduce the amount of unnecessary distraction that you're consuming just by 50%. Just by 50%. You don't have to go all of a sudden overnight like that. No, just 50%. Okay. Reduce the junk that you're consuming. Same thing with me. I'm working on that. I'm working on just reducing all the junk that I'm consuming by 50%. Even with food. Okay, with food, I eat a lot of junk. I'm not even gonna cap right here. I eat a lot of junk. So now I am working on reducing my junk eating by 50% in 2026. That's how you have to operate. If you say, I'm gonna go cold turkey, just go healthy. I'm gonna go vegan. Man, bro, please. It's not gonna work because you've never been healthy in your entire life. You just want to be healthy just like that. No, you have to take things step by step, gradually. Take it step by step. I just told you I'm gonna cut back my junk by 50%. If I cut back my junk by 50%, I'm gonna cut it again by 25%. All of a sudden, I'm only eating 5% junk. All of a sudden, I'm eating 1% junk. All of a sudden, I've cut out all the entire junk in my diet. Okay, but I'm talking to myself as well. Okay, this is for me as well. We always think that we want to go cold turkey. Every time it's about cold turkey. Okay, I'm just gonna stop drinking. I'm gonna stop smoking. Okay, I'm just gonna make $10,000. Bro, you need to go from $100 to 500 to 1,000 to 1,500 to 2,000 before you get up to $10,000. It's the same thing with bad habits. Before you break a bad habit, you have to start working your way down. Okay, reduce your dosage. You got to reduce the dosage first before you finally go cold turkey. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, if this made any sense to you guys, thank you for tuning in. God bless you. I thought it was gonna be like a 45-minute conversation with you guys, but we did this. It's almost 1 hour 30 minutes. So I'm gonna do a recap real fast. My recap goes like this. My topic is time to make a plan to get rich, and I spoke about at some point for you guys. My first point was steady income to get rich. To make that plan to get some more money or to get rich, you need to have income. You need to have steady income coming in every single day or every single week or every single month. And you know precisely what you're going to make, or you know a ballpark of what's going to come in. Okay. I would recommend daily, but some people make money weekly or, bi weekly or monthly, your choice. But I recommend daily. Okay. So steady income, if you want to make a plan to get rich, first things first, steady income. Second thing, read books. Okay. I recommend audiobooks. Like I said earlier on, read books because for me, it is hard to read, flip pages. It's just exhausting. Fall asleep, and I don't even know what I'm reading anymore. So I recommend for people like me who find reading paper books boring, I would recommend audiobooks. And the third one would be habits. Hey, slash all bad habit by 50%. I told you, easy. If you smoke 10 packs of cigarette, slash it by 5. You can smoke 5. I give you the go ahead, smoke 5. Okay, smoke 5. Because you're not smoking 10. If you were smoking 5, smoke 2. Go ahead. You're doing better than you were doing yesterday. I'm telling you, you're going to work your way down. But saying, I'm not going to smoke anymore, I'm not going to do this anymore, I'm going to go cold turkey, You're never gonna do it. And then you relapse and you go back to your bad habits. Just find ways to reduce bad habits. Okay. 2026, that should be your goal. Just reduce all the intake. Okay. Reduce it. Don't stop it. Reduce it. All right. And education. Education, very important. Get your skills up, get new skills, elevate yourself, elevate your mind, and get education. Credit, very important. Get your credit up. I would say a decent amount, a decent score would be 680. Okay score to even pass. Okay, a pass mark would be 680. So 680 across all credit bureaus, which is the big three, the big giant would be Experian, Equifax, Equifax, and TransUnion. So the big three, make sure you have like 680 on all three. Most likely you're gonna have a lower score on Experian rather than Equifax and TransUnion because those two they give you a higher score, like 20 to 30 or 40 sometimes, uh, number higher than what you have on Experian. Experian is always low. For me, that's the case. Okay, my Experian could be on 620, and my Equifax on TransUnion could be on 650. So that's a 30 score difference. See what I mean? So Experian may be a little lower, but Equifax and TransUnion stays up. So focus on all of them. And if you really don't check your credit, if you don't want to pay $15 a month for Identity IQ, like I told you guys earlier on, I would recommend Credit Karma. A lot of people have heard about Credit Karma. Credit Karma is a very useful tool as well to show you your credit score for free, but they only show you on TransUnion and Equifax, which isn't bad. All you have to do to get your Experian is you can download the Experian uh, app and put in your information, and you can get your Experian score. So for free, you download the Experian app, put your information. If you don't have an account, download the app, create an account, get your score. Go on Credit Karma, put your information, get your score. Because once you get your score, now you know where you are. Okay, I'm telling you, it's better to work on getting rich than not working to get rich. Don't work to just survive. I'm sorry, 2026 is not what you should be focused on, just working to survive. Oh, I'm just working to eat. I'm just working to pay my bills. I'm just working to, to get on by the day. It doesn't work that way. We actually have to get rich. Look, this is the time to actually make a tangible plan. How do I make double what I made last year? Okay, let's start from there. Don't think about getting, crazy rich. Just think about doubling what you made last year. If you made 6,000, like Enders, my brother, my dear friend Anders says he made $6,000 last year. So if you made $6,000 last year, how do I make $12,000 this year? That should be the goal. I know people say, 10x it. They're gonna say, well, 10x to 6K. 10x and 6K, that's 6,000, that's $60,000. You know how crazy it would be to go from $6,000 a year to $60,000 a year? $60,000. That's a lot of money. Okay, but if you think about making times two of what you made last year, that's that's not bad. Okay, that's not bad. So that would be my goal to double what I made last year. And some people might say 10x. So in case you fail, you would fail upward or forward or whatever. That's a very I would recommend that as well. Just aim as high as you can so when you fail, it's not that bad. Okay. But when you aim really low, when you fail, boy, oh boy, you're gonna be on your face. So it's free. The dream is free, but the work ethic and the commitment and the execution is not free. So dream is free. Why don't you just dream big in the first place? If it's free to dream big, I'm gonna dream as big as I can. I don't care if I fail or never reach that goal or attain that dream. I'm still gonna dream. It's free. Okay, I'm gonna be the president of the United States. Can I ever be the president of the United States? Could I ever be the president of the United States? Absolutely not. I wasn't born in the United States. I don't even think I have the intellectual capabilities, in my opinion. Well, maybe not the intellectual capabilities. I would say like the heart to not just give everybody $1 million because once I become a president of the United States, if like if that's something I could do, as soon as I become president, Everybody $1 million. I know that's like that's not gonna sustain the economy, but that's the kind of person I am. So it's like it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. See what I mean? Like so, hey, dream big, dream large, dreams that it's just unbelievable for you, and it feels like it's unattainable. It's good. It's better that way than to dream dreams that this is really not a dream. This is just me saying the things that I would do regardless. So yes, and I believe you guys can do it. I believe 100% that you can do it because people that are less smarter than you, much less wiser than you, have done it and are still gonna do it this year. Every day, people that are less smarter than you are making moves that I know that you could make because I see it in my own life, in my own cycle too, as well. I see people that I'm not saying I'm smarter than they are. I'm not saying I'm smarter than anybody, but I'm looking at this person and what they're doing. I could do that. I could definitely do that. They're making crazy money. Okay. They're happy with themselves. They're happy with whatever they're doing or whatever. I don't care if you're happy or not. That's your goal. My goal is to be happy and peaceful for myself as well. So everybody's goal should be to find their own happiness. But I'm just saying when it comes to money, money is like it's a law. Like, there's a law of money. If you do things that helps you make more money, you're gonna make more money. If you do things that makes you earn less money, you're gonna earn less money. If you gain more skills, be more valuable, be consistent, show up every day, stay up, um, show up, stay late every day, consistently, you're gonna make money. These are just the rules of the game. Same thing with Elon Musk. Elon Musk spoke about how you should compress your 10-year plan to a 6-month plan. It might sound really drastic, but it's very important considering the fact that, you know, long life isn't like guaranteed. It's not like it's guaranteed, especially when you have kids, you know, and you should get life insurance as well. Yeah. But, you know, nothing is guaranteed. So don't be acting like you're guaranteed to be successful. Don't act like that. It's not guaranteed. But if you focus every single day, put in the work, put God first, love your country, cherish your country, support your country, pray for your country, because it's in the same country that you're finding opportunities. If America goes down the slope, all the opportunities that we're getting in America, you're not going to get it anymore. You're not going to get it. So I always say, God bless America, because I know if God continues to bless America, God continues to bless me. It's easy. The head has to stay blessed so the body keeps on feeling nourished. Okay, so if America stay blessed, we're gonna feel blessed. Okay, so that's another thing that I wanted to add to all of that. So you guys are the best, man. You know what to do. Find ways to do what you need to do to get to the next level. Don't be complacent. Don't don't procrastinate. I promise you, these days are gonna pass by, and you're gonna wish you did something with these days. Okay, before you blink and open, it's gonna be Christmas 2026. What have you done 2026? Okay, today is the 24th of January. It's Saturday. It's 1:08. Question is, what have you done for the first 24 days of this year? What have you achieved? What are the things that you've done that you say I'm proud of doing? See what I mean? So it's already 24 days gone. If you've been engulfed and trapped in bad habits and things happen, I get it. You made a goal on the 31st, Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve to the new year, and you're thinking you're going to change overnight. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So it's never too late. It's just 24 days in. Start working on your income. Start reading books. Start working on your habits. Reduce bad habit by 50%. Focus on building good habits. Focus on education. Focus on your credit. Focus on good association, which is good environment, and focus on not caring so much. Stop caring so much about what your friends have to say about your goals and your job or the way you make money or whatever. Stop caring too much. You love them, you can hang out with them, but you know, you really don't have to care about what people say too much. If it's not good things, you know, you can care about the good things, but don't care about the not so good things. But be the person that is ready to receive constructive criticism, okay? Be that person that you can be talked to, you can be advised. But the person that is advising you has to be, doing better on the things that you want to learn. If you want to be a better person spiritually, if you want to be closer to God, you want to go meet somebody that you can maybe in some way, shape, or form tell that they have a closer relationship with God, just from the way they move or whatever. You want to be mentored by the right people or be around the people that or you want to get opinions from people that you actually respect, not just from random people. Just like you're on social media, somebody comments under your picture and say, "Oh, look at you, you're so ugly." You really don't care about that. Well, I wouldn't care about that. But if my mom said that, or my brother said that, or my very good friend said that about me, I would care because you know I really care about this person. But if a stranger says some BS about me, it's like, bro, I don't even know you, man. Block this person out of here. See what I mean? So I know it could be hard to not care about what others think, especially if it's the people that love you and cherish you. But sometimes you have to understand that just because they love you so much, just cherish you so much, doesn't mean that they know the best things for you. Okay, doesn't mean they know your path in life. Doesn't mean they're gonna walk on the same journey as you. So maybe not take their opinions too critical about your goals and aspirations. Okay. All right. I am your host, Genesis. God bless you guys so much for being here, staying till the end, even if we only had like 7 people here at the max. But we have 6 people now watching. So thank you so much. Those 6 people mean a lot to me. And yes, like I said, we're not more streaming vertical, which is rich streams of Fox and CNN and all those people. We're not doing it anymore, okay? 2026, we're moving differently, okay? We're moving differently, opening new doors and creating new opportunities, okay? We're not doing rebroadcasting anymore, all right? All right, thank you guys for being here. And also, stay tuned for Madhouse Conversations. It's going to be coming in hot, and I'm going to be interviewing tradesmen and other people in the United States, everyday citizen going through a lot of stuff. It could be student, it could be, roadside person, regardless. I'm going to be doing a lot of interviews and it's going to be called Madhouse Conversations. So stay tuned for that. And merch are going to be coming as well for Madhouse Conversations. So you guys are awesome. I might go to North Carolina to do an interview. I'm gonna go to North Carolina to do an interview with Anders Game if it's up for it. That would be interesting, Anders. What do you think? Like coming to film you while you, I don't know, play guitar, but like talk to you about what's going on in the United States. Your financial goals, plans, and all this stuff. These are the types of interviews that I want to bring to you guys. Something that actually adds values and um, something that's tangible to the people, not just streaming news and stuff. Everybody has their own perspective. This is why I made a decision to stop streaming like Fox and CNN because they have their own perspective. They're gonna speak from their own perspective. Okay, everybody CNN would never say bad thing about the Democrat people, and Fox would never say anything bad about Republicans. It is what it is. Okay, so I get it. Those are like the both sides that I always stream, but it's time to like have your own perspective. You can see what's going on, talk about it, but I can only like talk about what President Trump is doing because it's coming directly from his mouth. Now we could talk about like is meeting in Davos, for example, or Davos, for example. When he spoke with other leaders, those are things we could talk about, okay? Because those are the things that he's doing directly for America, and is updating the American people directly. So anybody can go get that. But I'm not gonna really focus on Fox or CNN because the perspective is so biased because everybody has their own favorite person. So yeah, we're not gonna do that anymore. So yeah. Oh, Anders says, "Hell yeah, sure, yeah, that would be fun, right? It would be fun. That's another thing that I'm planning to do, like interviewing most of our members here and most of our um, moderators because they've been here for a long time since we started streaming every single day. So those are like my first goals. I'm gonna do, I already have some people that I already have listed out that I want to interview, but those moderators and those members are really important to me because that way, well, members first, obviously, because most likely if you're a member, you are a moderator as well. So they are very important to me, and I want to hear from them. And I will. That's why I'm like trying to get my cake up. You know what I say? Cake, get your bread up. Like I want to be able to fly to North Carolina, interview my brother, Ender's Game, have a good time, grab a meal, learn about Ender's Game, just enjoy the experience of meeting new people and bringing that content, bringing that experience to you guys to view. Real people, not just, you know, planned script, just like we're having fun right now, okay? Just speaking genuinely about what's going on in your life, your next move, and how the hell do you even survive every single day? You know what I mean? Like genuine questions that affect everybody, daily lives. Okay, how do you pay your bills? How hard is it to find a job in America? How hard is it to get a mortgage in America? Like questions like that. So stay tuned, guys. And thank you guys for being here as well. Like I always say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Instead of looking for perfection, seek for consistency. Never give up on yourself. Never give up on your dreams. Never give up on God. Believe in yourself. Believe in your dreams. And believe in Almighty God. Okay? I am your host, Genesis. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys for being here. And I'm glad I actually did this today. And shout out to Sandra. Sandra said, I didn't even post it on the Discord. We have a Discord as well, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a Discord. And if you're watching, if you haven't liked, please like. Okay. If you haven't shared, please share. Okay. Please. Okay. Support your boy. All right. Like and share. Um, yes. And I got to give a shout out to our members. Dr. Luke the Goats, God bless you. I don't think he's here, but shout out to Dr. Luke. Thank you for being a member. Absolutely, I appreciate the support. Shout out to Ender's Game for sure. Ender's Game is a member as well. God bless you for the super chat. Thank you so much. Sandra, I don't think she's here, but God bless Sandra as well. Ellie from Chi Town, from Chirac. Ellie from Chirac. That's what he calls Chicago. Okay, he calls Chicago Chirac. So shout out to Ellie from Chirac. And who else do we have as members? I have to go check all our members. So thank you to all the members, really. Thank you for all the support. And please make a plan. This is the time for you to make a plan to get rich. I'm your host, Genesis. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait for you to get rich, for me to get rich, so we can change the conversation from you versus me to, hey, let's go have a good time on the summer night. Okay, let's go have a drink on a summer night. Like, let's go have a good time. Life is about having a good time. I don't know why we're just going back and forth, you versus me. I feel like poverty actually plays a big role in these things. Like, poverty of the mind is not really finances. Like, poverty of the mind causes a lot of division. So, free your mind, take deep breath, free your mind, get money, have fun, enjoy life, and be grateful for what you have. Okay? Be grateful. All right. I don't want to go, but I have to go. Okay. I don't want to go because I appreciate my 6 people watching. Okay. Even if I have 2 people watching right now, I would appreciate you guys. Even if I have one person watching, I would appreciate. So I appreciate my 6 watching right now. Okay. Thank you so much to the 6 people watching. And thank you for liking. Thank you for saving. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being a part of the show. And I will be seeing you on the next one. All right. See you soon. All right. Don't forget to get rich. Make your plan. Get rich right now.